So, Senator, I want to begin right now, obviously, with COVID-19. You just saw the numbers, right? And there's a lot of pushback to federal vaccine mandates, New York City implementing them on the public and private sector. What do you think is the best solution to get through this and the new Omicron variant?
Well, we know what science says. The best solution to get through this difficult time, to deal with these variants and to put this behind us, is to get vaccinated. We need to get as many people vaccinated as possible and to get your booster shot, which is proven effective against the Omicron variant as well. So that's the first step. We should be doing that. And as far as government, quote unquote, mandates, look, we know there are a lot of things coming from Washington that are saying, get vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, you must be tested regularly. But again, I'm a big believer that our nation does best when we pull together and meet a challenge. And so if you care about others, if you care about those people who might be medically vulnerable or the elderly, if you care about others, the best thing you can do for your country, for your community, for your family and yourself is to get vaccinated.
Yeah, and I got to say, I got boosted and it couldn't have been easier, and I live in New Jersey, which, by the way, is seeing those high positivity rates and low booster numbers. And that brings me to this question of masks, right? A lot of people are tired of them, and we're hearing more and more mandates come with those mask mandates returning. Once again, Governor Hochul just announced it in New York. What do you think about mask mandates in the state of New Jersey?
Again, all of us are feeling COVID fatigue. But this issue of masks, we know the data. The data is coming out from state health commissioners to our national folks to scientists across this world that one of the ways to inhibit the spread is to wear masks. So it is a pain in the neck, but we should do it and do it where we're told to do it and where it'll make a difference.
And lastly on this topic, because I want to get to Build Back Better, New Jersey doesn't require vaccination proof to enter things like restaurants, movie theaters, like New York does. Is there more, Senator, that you think the state could be doing? Is it necessary?
Well, again, I think there's more that we in the state can be doing by getting boosted, getting back. I think the governor right now is making tough calls based on the science and doing the best he can. And again, as this continues to evolve, I've been in with the governor. He's going to do the best by our state to keep us healthy and strong.
And so that brings me to what's happening right now. All of this is surrounding the talks of what's happening in D.C., and that's the Build Back Better, which continues to be discussed with your cohorts in the Senate. Are you confident that this could pass before Christmas?
Yeah, I'm confident. It's going to get passed, and I believe we can get it passed before Christmas, and we need to. Look, Americans right now are really in need of seeing their costs driven down. This bill will drive down childcare costs and elder care costs. It'll drive down your medical costs as well as your prescription drug costs. And it's going to extend the biggest middle class tax cut of our lifetimes in the child tax credit, where 90% of American families with kids are getting more of their tax dollars back into their bank account. So this is a bill about lowering costs and investing in people.
Yeah, but you know, Senator, there are some other senators, including Democrat Joe Manchin, who want some things removed and taken out. What's the big holdup? What is the one thing that is really holding this up?
You know, there's some short strokes, and one of the big ones is something that Governor Phil Murphy's done in New Jersey already, is paid family leave. It is crazy that of all industrial nations, we are one of the worst for giving families a leave if someone's ill or sick or if you have a child. And so I think that's something worth fighting for, and it's one of the things that's making this harder to land. But as someone who believes in paid family leave, I'm going to continue to be in the fight. But we're going to get this bill done. We're not going to let one issue trip us up from the volume of issues that this is going to do to help lower costs for Americans, get them more of their taxpayer dollars back, and invest in people.
Yeah, and speaking of taxes, you know, New Jersey has some of the highest property taxes in the country, right? And that has been a center focus of the governor's campaign when he was running for re-election. Will passing the bill affect taxes at all? Will it create, I guess more I'm looking for, a more even level playing field for those across the economic structure?
So a few things. One, first and foremost, this Build Back Better plan will continue that biggest tax cut that we've had for the middle class, working class Americans in the child tax credit. Number two is one of the other things we're fighting for, and Senator Bob Menendez and I were in conversations about it yesterday, is trying to restore the state and local tax deduction for New Jerseyans so that they can deduct the fullness of their property tax or their income tax And that's something that I'm going to continue to push for, to give that tax break as well. And again, remember, Joe Biden's pledge, which he's held to, is to not raise taxes on anybody making $400,000 or less. And in fact, in this bill, he's not only going to lower people's taxes, but he's also going to lower their costs, which is key. Prescription drug costs, I think, are such a pain for so many people. So all in all, this is going to be a great bill, and it's all going to be paid for. The major pay for this is by taking many of the corporations, some of the biggest in this country, pay no taxes, and making sure we have a fair tax system for the wealthy and the corporations.
All right, keep us posted on the vote. I'm sure if it does get passed by Christmas, someone would think it's a big Christmas miracle and a big Christmas gift. So keep us posted on that. I do want to get your take while I have you, Senator. Governor Murphy reelected, but it was certainly a close one, right? And given that election and others in our area and across the country, what we're seeing, what do you see? Where do you see the Democratic Party right now and what they have to do come midterm elections?
Well, I just want to tell you, before you were born, I was in diapers. It was the last time a Democratic governor has been elected.
40 plus years, yeah.
Yeah, so this guy has created incredible history, and he did it. Why? Is because he raised the minimum wage. He created equal pay. He, he lowered cost of healthcare, our colleges in New Jersey, lowered costs, frankly, of childcare. He's done such a great job, and he deserved to be the history-making person who got more votes in this election than he did in his first one.
Right.
And so I believe Democrats have to tell the story that is getting muddled and undermined out there in the ether, which is that we are delivering historic change for our country, going directly, not like Donald Trump did, his big signature bill that cost us $8 trillion, when overwhelmingly the majority of it went to the richest of the rich. Joe Biden is creating record numbers of jobs. Literally, the last handful of presidents combined have not created as many new jobs as Joe Biden has. He is lowering costs for families. He's investing in critical things like our infrastructure, like high-speed internet. And he is somebody who stood up and took us from a point where we weren't getting vaccines out, we weren't getting vaccines in the arm. He's been in crisis, and he's been helping get our economy back on track and the health of this country in the right direction.
And we're seeing some Republicans vote for some things that he is putting forth. Is it, dare I say, a time of bipartisanship?
Look, New Jersey didn't send me down there to be a Democratic senator. They sent me down there to get things done for New Jersey. I'm proud that with my senior Senator Bob Menendez and Joe Biden, your two senators have brought more billions of dollars back in the last year than any other senators in the history of New Jersey for their state, for their counties, for their towns. And so this is a time where I'm working across the aisle where I have to, where I can, to get things done. And the best story I have is during the midst of COVID, when a police officer died of COVID, and we didn't know if his family was going to get benefits, because how do you prove that's a line of duty death? I reached out to one of my good friends across the aisle, Chuck Grassley. We got a bill done. We got it passed. And now all first responders who died in New Jersey, unfortunately, too many, are getting survivor benefits if they died of COVID.
Senator Cory Booker, it's been great to have you here on Picks on Politics. Always appreciate your energy. And if I don't talk to you, have a very happy and healthy holiday.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to everyone, and happy holidays as well. Thank you.